And now please join me in Robert Perry's commentary, and I apologize, I left my headphones in my office. This is day 271 with the Course Companions, Section 9, Only the Different can attack. This closely argued section ranges from the abstract and metaphysical to the practical and experimental. It is also the final section that centers on the holy relationship, which means that all of us who don't seem to have a holy relationship, and even some who do, will probably be breathing a sigh of relief. The previous section taught that as we forgive our brother, we gain the power to save the world. And indeed, our forgiveness is directly used by the Holy Spirit to save the world. When we read that, however, we don't really take it seriously, do we? Surely we assume we can't be that powerful. Yet, if we are one with God, how can we not be that powerful? Think you the will of God is powerless? Is this humility? How then did we become so convinced of our powerlessness? That is what this section promises to explain. It all comes down to our need to attack. We claim we only attack when we are forced to, but attack is a part of the ego's DNA. You could say attack is the ego's DNA. As long as we believe we are an ego, therefore, we will see attack as meaningful, rewarding, and justified. We will be hungry to cook up excuses to do it. Attack generally feels empowering. How then does it lead to a sense of powerlessness? The reason Jesus explains is that attack only makes sense in a condition of separateness. Attack requires that there be two separate objects, one of which can ram the other. If all is one, that whole situation makes no sense. Once the attack takes place, this same separateness protects the attacker. The separateness allows him to attack at a specific target. If he were one with everything, any attack at all would simultaneously be an attack on everything. To use an old analogy of mine, imagine you are pointing a gun at someone you hate, but then also imagine that you knew if you pulled the trigger, you would instantly put a bullet through every single person on earth, including yourself. Would you pull that trigger? Of course not. Separateness, therefore, allows you to attack in safety, to attack one person and not everyone. Most especially, separateness allows you to attack one person and not God, because God is all-powerful. You definitely don't want to make him mad. In answer to your little revolver, imagine the gun that he would pull out. For attack, then, to be worth even thinking about, we need to believe that we are separate from God. Our addiction to attack, then, leads directly to belief in separation, especially separation from God. And yet separation from the source of all power is, by definition, a state of powerlessness. Thus, the desire to attack, which then feels so empowering, leads directly to a state of powerlessness. We now have two scenarios. In the first, we are separate and different from everyone and God, and thus attack makes perfect sense. In the second, we are one with everyone and God, and thus attack is literally impossible. If there are no separate objects, what can collide? Which of these scenarios is true? Let's not answer this quickly or lightly. Too much hinges on it. It's true that our experience clearly comes down in favor of the first scenario. Yet that is why Jesus says it is necessary that you have the other experiences more in line with truth to teach you what is natural and true. This is the function of your holy relationship. When you join with another person, it's as if there was a plexiglass. I'm not going to pause and change that. So it's as if there were a